Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about your cam and cam distress. We pulled the cylinder like we normally do to look at the valves and the size of the cylinder wall. And once we had the cylinder off the airplane, we were able to look at the cam and the lobe. Stand by for a tale of woe. So we would like to ask you please subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notify to stay current with our content. So let's talk a little bit about your cam and your cam lobes. Here are the cam in the new case. And the thing with a cam is the tappet bodies, they're made big and round and a Lycoming engine, and they're tough. Whereas the cam lobes are made hard. That's by increasing the carbon content of the steel, which is a mild carbon steel, and the low carbon steel is what makes up the tappets. And when I say they're tough, that means that they will deform or be malleable a little bit at the same time, but also deform when a load is put on them, and that's what your tappet does. Unfortunately, when a tappet deforms, it'll eventually work to the cam, and you can't change them out in the Lycoming engine unless you take the case apart. So let's take a look inside the engine and see what all we see on this particular model. Now these pictures are from a borescope, and they're showing the basics of cam distress, and there's a lifter right on the tappet inside the engine, and they're going to be a little hard to see, but we did throw some labeling on some of the things, and here you can see a cam lobe as it's pushing on the tappet body. And again, you can see quite a lot inside of an engine when you remove one cylinder. Now this is a very nice shot. There's a cam lobe on the top hitting the tappet face, and again, the tappet faces are made out of a low carbon steel, which makes them malleable, which means they will form, and the cam lobes are made out of a medium copper steel so that they are hard, and as well as not the toughness of the tappet bodies. So this is what goes on inside the engine, and as you can see here, there's oil on a lot of stuff, but again, you will be able to see a lot of your engine by just removing that one thing. What we're looking for is what we're seeing on this cam lobe right there. See those striations? Those are bad. Now, one of the reasons why we see marks like this on the cam lobes is because they've worn. The surface has gotten pitted with corrosion from some period of inactivity. The oil film has worked off of the cam lobe, and now corrosion can begin with little bits of rust in that hard surface, and it creates little pits, and then it chips, and it comes away, and it falls off the cam lobe. And once you have that happening, it's not going to be really nice for your engine. Let's take a look here. The tappet body is usually what's going to deform first, and as you can see here, there was quite a bit of deformation in that tappet. And once the tappet is rough, then when you get the pressure, which is the highest pressure the engine sees with a cam lobe opening the valves for operation, that's going to start wearing the cam lobe. It's going to start striking it. It's going to start wearing that, and it's going to wear down. The bad thing about our Lycoming engines is that one intake lobe does the intake for a cylinder on each side of the engine. So you've got one lobe that opens valves on both sides of the engine, and when that valve wears, the engine doesn't breathe well anymore. So like we said in the title, this started out to be we were going to pull the cylinder off the airplane, we're going to send it to the shop, we're going to have the valves relapped, we're going to check the rings, maybe dingleberry hone the cylinder and put it back in for another break-in. But when you have a problem that you see like this on your engine as a shop, that once we see the damage, we can't sign the airplane off for an annual. So this customer came in looking to have a single cylinder done, and he's going to be in for a whole new engine. But again, once you look in the engine and you see something, you have to react to it. So ladies and gentlemen, fly your airplane a lot. That's what's really good for them. Keep them lubricated. Don't let them sit for a long time unless they've been properly pickled. Lycoming has all these procedures. So again, we hope you found all this useful and informative. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day flying your Grumman. So you've all known our older cat, Freckles, our cat supervisor, and we'd like to introduce the new cats to you. We have Hopscotch there on the left. The other small ginger is Tarzan. He came with that name, and his sister will be popping up in just a second, and her name is Sweet Pea. These are the new cats that we've adopted into our home. It's going to be a nice little family, and we're having a ball. Thanks for watching.